This is Ho'okipa on the north shore of Maui. So if you're ever coming to Maui, this is Ho'okipa. This area here is where a lot of windsurfers. There's one way out yonder. Kiteboarders. A lot of honus, which is a Hawaiian term for turtle. I'm sitting on the rocks. Most people don't know where this is. Sometimes we have kids jump off those rocks in the middle there into the water. So this is the north end of Maui, north side of Maui, the central side, I guess, middle of the island. But it is our north shore. We usually get really large waves here. Wintertime more so, I believe. Doesn't look too many waves today. Way over there, there's a red windsurfer. Usually there's a whole bunch of windsurfers. There's like I guess a tunnel they call it, where all these windsurfers usually go into this one area, and then the kiteboarders are everywhere. There's usually a lot of turtles, honus here in the water. I can sit here and count 10, 15. I just got here. They also lay on the beach, which is there's an upper and a lower part to Ho'okipa. I'm on the upper part, but I kind of walk down below. And then on the beach side, where we do actually have a lifeguard, most of our beaches don't have lifeguards. There's turtles usually laying on the beach, anywhere from 1 to 100 turtles at any given time. So you see cows over there in the background grazing on the land. That's the road that you're seeing in the background there to here. You have to go through Paia town to get to Ho'okipa, and it's one of the first stops past Mama's Fish House, which is very popular here in Hawaii. It's an expensive restaurant. It's one of our most expensive restaurants. You can get a plate of food, $75, $80, $90, $100 a plate. But the view is awesome, and it's kind of romantic, more of a couples, I think, restaurant than a families. Not that families can't go, I just think it's more romantic type, where families like to go to more family style restaurants. But this is an upper restaurant. And in the background, of course, you're looking at that would be Kalalui in the background, all the way to the end. But on the other side of that mountain is what we call the west side. We say it's the other side. That is actually the Lahaina side, Kanapali, Kapalua Airport. But right now we're at this side of it. In the background, you're going to see Kalalui, Wailuku. Kalalui is the industrial area where the airport lands. Wailuku is where people live along the mountain there, which that is Io Valley. If you go into Wailuku and go till it ends, you'll run right into Io Valley, which is the mountain on the island. It gets 400 inches of rain a year. That area is usually very green. At the same time, though, we've had a lot of fires, mostly on the west side. People light the island on fire. So anytime you don't see green on our island, it's because our island is, out of all the islands, gets lit on fire more than any of them, whether intentionally or tourists throwing out cigarettes out their windows, that kind of stuff. We are on an island, and it's been burned a lot. So there is a lot that's still green, but there's a lot that's also brown. So it's not that we don't get enough rain, we get plenty of rain. We are a tropical island. Anyway, back to this. Is the waves are starting to pick up a little bit, and we do have some surfers out there. They're closer in than normal. Usually they're further out over here to the right. And like I said, the waves can get 20, 30, 40 feet here. If you have to go north here to get to Jaws, but the only ones allowed to go to Jaws are locals. They will not tell you where it is. They will not show you where it is, because you have to go through private property to get there. Anyway, I love this area. It's one of my favorite spots in Maui. I've lived here about 16 years. I love coming over here and just sitting here and enjoying the peace. It's beautiful out today. Today is Sunday. I don't know what we are, May 17th or something like that. They're thinking about locking us down again because we've had triple digits on Oahu for the CV. So we're not sure. The governor's making his decision now if they're going to lock us down again after all this time. Correct me, this is not May. This is August. So we're not in May, we're in August. So excuse me for that. So we're on August 17th. And obviously we've been, the island's been closed for many months. It was supposed to be opened back up in September, but that is what the governor is thinking about. He might not open us up in September. We might go back into the 30 days lockdown until they reduce these numbers again, because they keep increasing since we reopened for us to go to inner islands and stuff like that. Anyway, so I don't know what's going on. We'll know probably next week if he makes that decision to or not to lock us down again. Hopefully not. We haven't even opened up yet for us. We've all been out of work since the middle of March, and we're all on furlough. And we are 38% unemployment because Maui is the favorite of all the islands, and Kauai is second usually. But there's some people working, but we have the highest unemployment rate of all the islands. Anyway, back to this. This is the area. It's my favorite area. I love sitting here and then just watching these waves and enjoying this peace and quiet. Yeah, I've spoken a lot through this video, so but naturally it's very serene, and you can just tranquility. A lot of times I like to just sit here for a few hours, but a lot of times tourists will come up and ask you all kinds of questions when you're trying to be at peace, and that's kind of annoying sometimes because they can ask each other or ask somebody else, not when you're sitting alone for a reason. Anyway, this is a beautiful, beautiful place to enjoy if you come to Maui. And there is no bad area in Maui. There's no bad anything. We live in the middle of the ocean, and we know we're on an island, and it's peaceful for the most part. Everybody has their own individual situations naturally. We will have, I don't see one today, but a lot of times you'll have a monk seal laying on these rocks, which is this coral, which is the same color as the monk seal is the same color as a coral, so sometimes you can't even see them until they move. The turtles, honus, will come right up here to the water and lay on the rocks, but we do not recommend, and they're still endangered species. We do not touch the turtles. We don't sit on the turtles. We don't bother the turtles. If they swim next to us in the water, that's great, but you do not chase turtles in the water or out of the water. We're pretty protective over the honus. There's quite a few of them, but usually they're pretty. There's one right there in the water. I don't know if you can see it. He looks like a rock. He's a pretty good sized one, right down there where my camera is. Pretty close to shore. I just usually sit here and watch them and let them do their thing. Like I said, sometimes you can see them coming through the water, and when they stay still, they look kind of like, here he is, kind of like a rock. But he's there moving around, looks like he's trying to come into shore, but not sure. He might just be eating kelp. They like to eat stuff off the rocks, or they come in to also rest, lay eggs. They come in to avoid the other predators, which they are sharks. We are in Maui, and we are in the middle of the ocean, so there's definitely is sharks everywhere. And it's just a matter of you recognizing them, or just keeping an eye on when you're swimming and surfing, and most of them are not going to bother you. But the turtles have to come into shore to usually stay away from, so that they don't get eaten for lunch. Oh, he brought his head up. There he is. He's right there in the water. He brought his head up for air. He's probably checking it out, seeing what I'm doing. Anyway, it's been quite enjoyable just filming this. The guy just came by me to fish, but I didn't put him in the film because everybody has their privacies. Anyway, beautiful place to be. My favorite spot on the island. Beautiful day today. Probably, I don't know, probably about 84, 86, maybe, on August, I think 17th on a Sunday, 16th, 17th, something like that. Anyway, I'm going to continue to make videos of the island and share them with you. I have a YouTube channel, it's pretty new, called Island Living. I'll mostly do scenery, but there'll be some other stuff on there that's just me living in Maui, on Maui. We don't live in it, we live on it. Anyway, hope you enjoy this video. Come to Maui. We're not open yet, but check us out in the future. You'll love it. We love it. Shorts and slippers. Slippers are sandals. Shorts and slippers is all you need to come. We don't wear Hawaiian shirts for the most part unless we're at work. We just wear clothes, which are usually shorts and slippers, bathing suits. Anyway, aloha, and we'll see you one day here in Maui. Aloha.